How's it going, everybody? It is Thursday. We have got a smallish slate, but a manageable one on DraftKings. 5 games tonight that we have to break down for NBA. We're going to go about it very simply, but not to bury the lead. It's Tyus Jones night, as you know, he's playing. We talked about this on the last show. In terms of NBA, identifying value can be as simple as the players are priced for the minutes that they play, multiplied by their fantasy points per minute. And then they get a price for him. So you can see Tyus Jones here over the last few games, right? From December the 20th until the 27th, he played 4 games, 16, 14, 15, 15, an average of 15 minutes a game. Well, now Jeff Teague just went down, which means Tyus Jones is going to see a massive increase in minutes. And as I always say, minutes equals money. So thank you for joining us here today on YouTube for this lineup builder. We're going to go over some of my favorite values for the day and talk about a couple of the studs that I want to plug in. But this is NBA. And everything can change in the drop of a hat all the way up until lineups lock at 7 p.m. Eastern tonight. So be sure that you are at your workstation all the way up until, because what we talk about this morning might still be viable tonight and it might not. The entire landscape of NBA can change in the drop of a hat because it's just the wild, wild west in terms of injury reporting. Sometimes players just magically take the night off, which makes other players take a step up in minutes, which means that they become the best value play in the night, and you have to be ready to scramble. So be nimble and ready to change, but this is a good place to start. So let's go to the big screen. Like I said, Tyus Jones is going to be kind of the guy, right? So like we can plug him in, assuming that he's going to see an increase on minutes. He averages 15 minutes. Assuming that he plays 25, he should massively outscore his value that we need for him. At 3,400, we're looking for like 18 to 21, 22 points. He should be able to get that pretty easily in 25 to 28 minutes. So we're going to plug him in right away. The second guy that we need to talk about, and again, somebody else that is dealing with an injury situation, is Ish Smith, now starting for the Detroit Pistons. And Ish Smith is a good fantasy point a minute producer. He can score. The highest correlation between real life and fantasy in terms of turning real life into fantasy points is the ability to put the ball in the bucket. Ish Smith is a very good scoring point guard, and as you can see, he averages about 22 minutes a game. He plays behind Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson injured out for the next 6 weeks. Ish Smith still priced. He's been priced up a little bit, right? He was at 3,800. He's now at 49. He's going to play more than these 25 minutes. I'm expecting over 30 minutes from him. Maybe 30 to 35, 32, 33 if you want to get very specific on where I feel his minutes are going to fall, which makes him a very good value play tonight, one of the better value plays on the board. And typically, I don't feel that we need to lock up our guard spots with the first 5. Now, what I like to do on these videos, I'm not going to give you an entire lineup, right? Because I don't give out full lineups. We're going to talk about some of the best value plays and then a couple of the studs that we want. Because the way I feel you need to build NBA lineups is to identify your 3 favorite values first on the day. Then pick your 2 studs that you like the most. And then that's going to give you kind of an average remaining salary per player that you can then choose how you want to build the rest of your lineup based on that slate. It's not like NBA. It's not like NFL where I can say spend this much on your pitchers in MLB. It's not like NFL where I can say spend down on your quarterback to be able to spend up for volume at the other positions. Matty MC45, thank you for the new sub. Appreciate you. Getting involved with the Twitch Prime. Show them some love in the chat. So NBA changes. It's very fluid, much different than roster building in the other sports. So this is the route that I go. Pick the 3 values that you want, pick the couple of studs that you like, and then fill in based on how the slate looks. Some nights are going to be completely stars and scrubs. Some nights are going to be more balanced. Tonight, with Tyus Jones in there, he's going to be one of the higher-owned players. Ish Smith also going to be extremely popular. And then we need to identify one other value play. While I said I don't like to lock up all my guard spots, I think that it is not completely out of the ordinary, or won't be out of the ordinary tonight to kind of just go that route. You know, I mean, I think Kawhi Leonard is too cheap with his minutes increasing. He's only 6K. Probably won't eclipse 30 minutes, but could get closer. Maybe 27 to 29 minutes out of him. Marcus Smart in play. Langston Galloway also in Detroit should see a minutes bump as well. Matty MC says, thanks, Al. My FanDuel account went from $50 after watching your NBA videos, now over $9K. Good Lord. And you'll be donating to the fundraiser. Thank you very much. For those of you who don't know, there's a link down below in the YouTube chat for the fundraiser that we're doing, trying to raise $10,000 before New Year's for Feeding America, to go to food banks to give money to people that don't have enough money for food. So please, if you haven't already, just $1 would be enough. If you can donate $1, if you can afford to donate more, please give. It feels good to give. It feels good to help other people. So take a couple of seconds. We're privileged to be able to play this game, to do these things. So I'm going to try and do this. I'm going to try and lock in a stud here at 6K as my value play. Kawhi Leonard at 6K gives me a lot of flexibility. Like I said, he's not going to play 35 minutes, but I think he can pay off this salary in only 28 minutes based on how efficient he can be. Is it a little dangerous maybe to reach up that high? Possibly you could come down to somebody like Marcus Smart. I'm not against that. If you want to go with a 4-guard lineup, plugging in a guard, shooting guard, and utility, I'm not against that. If you want to go after somebody like Langston Galloway maybe, not opposed to him either. Or Eric Gordon, who sees an uptick as well in usage when Chris Paul is out. Not against that either, but I'm a Kawhi fanboy at this point. I rode him all last season. He's somebody that when he's priced appropriately, we're not going to be able to get after him. You never know when these minutes allocations, these minutes limits are going to get exceeded. He was not supposed to play more than 20, I think it was 20 to 23 minutes last game, and he was at 23 when they checked him back in. You can see he played 26 minutes. Has been more than a fantasy point a minute guy. At least was last year. So if he plays 26 to 28 minutes, we want about 33 to 38 points out of him. We should be able to get him to fall in that range, and it's somewhat safe to expect from his scoring. And he didn't contribute in any other categories last game. 2 rebounds, 2 assists, no blocks, no steals. Not really a typical Kawhi game. So at 6K, I really like him. Now let's get to a couple of the studs. Chris Paul already out this evening. Chris Paul's out. I want as much Harden as I can get. Taking a look at Harden, what else do you need me to tell you? He's going to play a ton of minutes, and he's going to be really efficient with them. He's going to threaten for a double-double. He's probably going to get a double-double, and he's going to threaten for a triple-double. You could go with Giannis. We went with him the other night, and he didn't quite get us there. The value plays did get us there. Giannis with 45, we wanted 55 to 60, so he kind of shorted us. Didn't have the best game that he could possibly have. Harden, the scoring is going to be there. The assists are going to be there. The usage is there. The ball's in his hands all the time. I think that he is the one stud play that we have to have this evening. And then let's look at the other studs that are on the board. We're not going to be able to afford Giannis. The if-then statements, Philly could be without Embiid, could be without Covington tonight. Orlando could be without Fournier, could be without Gordon. The value play that we went with the other day, Biyombo, beat value and didn't really do that much in terms of scoring, but did have 12 rebounds and 5 blocks, so he definitely got there. He's up to 4,600, a little bit tougher value this evening. You're going to need to have him score. So that's why I wanted to come up to Kawhi Leonard. Looking at the other stud play that I'm looking at this evening, I saw chat talking about Karl Anthony Towns. I saw chat talking about Butler, who's actually been pretty good so far. Karl Anthony Towns does look like he could be the guy. Consistently scoring in the 40s, priced at 8,900. Not against that, and it fills a very tough center spot for us here. Giving us an average price per player of 5,100. We're going to have to find another value play to plug in unless you want to go mid-range with the rest of this lineup. No way to fill in the top 5 spots, so we've used one of our flex options. I'm not against doing that. These are the 3 values that I want to target tonight. These are the 3 studs, and I feel like with one of the values, we get kind of a bargain basement stud as well. So I get the extra guy with Kawhi Leonard with his high floor expectancy. With I'm expecting like 26 to 30 minutes out of him this evening. So that's the 5 that I want to go with. That's my power 5. If you like this video, if you're still watching on YouTube, please click that like and subscribe button. Would appreciate that. And leave us a note in the comments to let me know what you think about this video or what you'd like to see moving forward. So best of luck to you guys tonight. If I don't win a GPP, hopefully one of you guys does. Bye, everybody.